How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. Okay, so we finally know that Henry Wu and Claire are officially in Jurassic World Evolution. That's huge news, and that means there are some big implications. So before we jump right into that, you know the deal. Go ahead and smash a like. Go ahead and subscribe if it's your first time to the channel, and please turn on notifications. I mean, you know, thanks. Anyway, so yeah, Henry Wu and Claire are both in game. They're both going to be, I guess, kind of like mentors. Like you know how we have like the security and the science little groups already, and you have their respective they're not actual stars in the movie, but of course, you know, it'd be really expensive to have a star do that much voice acting for you. So they have the three guys, Isaac and all them, that are going to be like the people who kind of help you manage the park and tell you what to do. Now, so what I'm thinking is Henry are going to be like, you know, the bosses above them, kind of like we'd see in Jurassic World movie, right? But here's the thing, you know, Henry Wu's already pretty villainous. He's a bad guy, right? He's created the Indominus Rex and he's created the Indoraptor. He's pretty much the driving force so far that we know of behind really the horrible stuff that happens within this franchise, Jurassic World. Now Claire has turned the other cheek with Owen, and she's founded the Dinosaur Protection Group, right? That's what it's called. So who's to say that, you know, Claire won't be, I guess, how would you say, like actively campaigning against you, and Henry, already a part of the park, might be, you know, pushing you along the status quo. Like, you know, we have these contracts, and hey, look at this contract, you might want to do this and create this and get this hybrid and unlock this, right? And then Claire might be on your other shoulder, kind of like a devil and an angel. One, you know, Claire would be the angel saying, well, why don't you not do this, and why don't you make it safer for the park? You need to push safety. You know, safety is the utmost important. Please protect the dinosaurs. Don't make them something they're not. Blah 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 blah. And so that could take you down like one of two paths. And in my opinion, one path would be, you know, I guess the ethical path, but maybe you don't get an Indominus Rex, you know, if you follow Claire's path. But if you follow Henry's path, Henry Wu, maybe you get the Indominus Rex, maybe you get the Indoraptor, right? But that would technically be bad, because you're, you know, really screwing with nature a whole lot more than what Jurassic World already has. And then, you know, there's then it's easier for these dinosaurs to break out. And what if you get the Indominus Rex before you get the highest tier of fence, and then he breaks out of the fence, and then your park gets shut down, right? So there might be some options to be weighed here. We don't really know. So what does that mean for the game as a whole? Well, it means that there's going to be a lot more to the story than what we originally thought. So we know that the events of Jurassic World, the last few events, and then the events of Fallen Kingdom, the movie that's getting ready to come out the 22nd of June, the game takes place somewhere in between there. So Claire might not necessarily be, you know, the same person from the movies. There might be somewhat of a twist there. You know, she might not be the exact, you know, I guess canonical person that we've seen in the movie. But neither will Henry. He might be not so hell-bent on evil, you know, I guess you would say, but are bad things, but he really wants to push the bounds of science, right? And it doesn't necessarily seem like a bad thing to you at the time. So you go with it. And then, of course, who doesn't want an Indominus Rex, right? So what happens if, let's say, you ignore one or the other? Well, maybe there will be like consequences, like oh no, there's a Henry might, if you're following Claire, you know, Henry might pop up and say, oh no, there is a species of dinosaur that I've been working on that I didn't want to tell you about, and it's kind of like a hybrid, and we had a test specimen and it accidentally broke out, and now it's ravaging one of your islands, and now it's getting ready to be shut down. Dang, I'm so sorry. And you don't want those things to happen, so you want to make sure that you unlock that tree and you go down that line so you can monitor and make sure what Henry Wu is doing, right? Because overall, you are the owner of this park. You're the overseer. You don't answer to them, they answer to you. So anything that they're doing, it would be underneath your nose, right? So let's say Claire, let's say you ignore Claire and you go down Henry Wu's path. And so where it might get a little interesting here. Being as Claire's founded the Dinosaur Protection Group, maybe if you don't adhere to what some of the things that she says and kind of follow her path a little bit, perhaps certain things starts happening, like you know, there's articles written about you, and then there's lawsuits that you have to handle, and there's you know, you're made to seem unethical, as if you're treating dinosaurs poorly, and there's a lot of those things you'll have to worry about, right? So who knows whatsoever. And okay, so maybe the perks. So then you come into the hurdle of Claire's perks. If you go down her timeline, you know, like Henry Wu, you might get the Indominus Rex. Well, with Claire, what would you get? Well, you might get significant boosts in tourism and money, you know, different stuff. Like you might unlock things faster. There might be a whole host of different stuff, buildings and whatnot, that you might be able to get that otherwise you wouldn't be able to if you go down the opposite path. And of course, this is all speculation of mine. I'm not really 100% sure how any of that would go, and it's just kind of how I'm picturing it in my head, right? But we do know we can base some simple things based off just Claire's character and Henry Wu's character alone. We know that Henry Wu is the top scientist, and he likes some of what the security people do, so there might be a little bit of intermingling there, right? And then there's the Indominus Rex. So you definitely know that you're going to have to access Henry Wu's tree. You know, you're going to have to talk to him a lot, so you can unlock that Indominus Rex, right, and make those hybrids. Now Claire, you know, let's say you might get unique dig sites. You know what I mean? If you go down that spot, you know, there's certain information that she has as an insider that we know that for a fact, because, well, I mean, she was one of the top dogs at one time. So maybe there's stuff that she knows that you don't, right? So we can definitely derive that with a Dinosaur Protection Group. She's definitely going to play a heavy hand in, I would say, the ethical side of things, trying to push you down the right path, so to speak. So, you know, I've talked a lot about both of their paths, right? You know, Henry Wu and Claire, and how I think that they're going to be kind of like the bosses of the game and the people that you're going to have to really pick a side and get their perks. And I think that if there is two separate paths between these two separate characters, and let's say you try to complete both challenges from each person at the same time, and let's say that you complete both of them and you're in lockstep with each one of them, and both of them's happy, and you're unlocking both things and keeping both sides happy, and everything's going great and smooth. And then what happens when those paths intersect and you have to choose a side? What would happen then? So there's a whole lot of speculation. There's a whole lot of things to be thought about, to be discussed. And I'm going to do a whole lot more research, guys, and I'm going to dig a little bit deeper and see what else I can speculate and kind of bring to the surface about, I guess Claire and Wu's entrance into the game, right? So please head down in the comment section below. You know I'm always there hanging out with you guys after every single video. Let me know what you think. What should I add? What can we talk about? I need some ideas from you guys so I can keep this thing going. And hey, I appreciate you guys like always, and I'll see you in the next one. Wait, dudes. I almost forgot. We are just gaining so many subscribers so quick. And, you know, one more time, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are killing it. You guys just keep hitting that sub button, and we're taking in so many people. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling to me, and you guys are the reason for it. You guys are the reason why this Jurassic World Evolution content keeps coming with such fervor and intensity. So don't worry, we're going to keep it up. We got more Jurassic World videos planned, other dinosaur videos planned. We got plenty of different stuff planned. Thank you. All right, outro.